We are live. That's what the computer is telling me. Good morning, Linda. Nice to see you here, bright and early. I guess it's not that bright and early, but it's nice to see everyone here. This is Ask a Clutter Boss. Good morning, Debbie. This is the internet's best weekly decluttering advice show. I am Jess Marcy. I am your clutter boss for today. And I've been laughing a little bit because I've had this idea of what to talk about, common sticking points and how to make your decluttering faster. And in my head, well, I wrote a whole list of where you get stuck decluttering and how to like move it forward. And every time I read it, I keep saying common stucking points, which doesn't sound good. So we're going to go over some common sticking points, where you get stuck decluttering, and how this just makes the whole process slow down and what you can do to speed it up. Good morning, Susan. Good morning, Karen, Denise, Catherine. Hello, hello. Welcome to the show. So I hear from a lot of people that this is a very slow, painfully slow process to declutter. There's a lot of reasons for this. Number one, it took a really, 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 really long time to accumulate all of this stuff. Even if you had a rapid period of accumulation, like when you were cleaning out somebody's house and you took a lot of stuff home, brought a lot of stuff home, or maybe when you had a baby, that's a time where a lot of stuff starts flying into your house. Really, if you think about it, we have multiple generations of stuff living in our house. So if we look at the cumulative amount of time that multiple people have spent accumulating all of these things, and then we think, oh, we're just going to declutter like this month, right? It probably is, it's probably going to take longer than 1 month because it's taken decades for the stuff to accumulate. That being said, it is, good morning, Madonna. It is really frustrating when this process drags out and takes forever. So how can we speed this up? Where are our sticking points? Where are we getting stuck? Number one, we'll talk a little bit about each of these. We get stuck because we don't have motivation. And I think a lot of times when we say we don't have motivation, and Catherine, bingo in the comments here, we're overwhelmed, right? So it's not that we don't have motivation. Actually, we're probably really motivated to do it, but we're so overwhelmed, we can't figure out even how to find the mental energy to move forward, the physical energy to move forward. We're really, really, really overwhelmed, and it feels like a lack of motivation. I'm guessing, though, that if you're here, if you're following Clutter Boss at all, you want this to happen. You're probably motivated for it to happen, but you're overwhelmed, and that's a big sticking point. Good morning, Kesey. So let me know in the comments if this is resonating. When we are feeling overwhelmed, it's really, really hard to get moving. So that's one point where this process starts to become a really long process because we don't even know how or where to get started. And that's problematic. That's a, big, big sticking point. Good morning, Sherry. So what do we do when we're feeling overwhelmed and we're feeling like we're motivated, but we don't know how to move forward? We don't know where to start. Good morning, Megan. We just don't know what to do. My best advice is it doesn't like get rid of the idea of perfection or the perfect starting point or the this or that. Just start. Just put your hand on something and decide if it is going to stay or if it is going to go. The longer that you spend thinking about where to start or thinking about how overwhelmed you are or thinking about this process, the longer the process takes because there's not any action happening. And at the end of the day, we need to be taking action if we want to see results. So when you feel like you're looking at a big pile and you're like, I just don't know. I don't know what to start with. Just start with anything. It doesn't matter. There is no perfect, correct, right starting point. Just start. Just start. Just touch something and deal with it. That is your starting point. Yes, toss or keep. Kisi, that is really, really an important concept that we teach in Clutter Boss Blueprint, and that is don't get stuck. Another sticking point. Don't get stuck on maybes. Maybes will drive you crazy. They're not a solution. They're not an answer. They are a gray area. It's like purgatory for your stuff if you say it's a maybe. When you're looking at what to keep or what to toss, it is keep or toss. There's no maybe. So just commit to keeping it or commit to tossing it. That is it. The maybes are another huge, huge, huge sticking point, a stuck point. Stuck on motivation, stuck on what should I do with the stuff that I'm keeping? This is another big problem. So you decide I'm going to keep this stuff, but I have no home for it. It doesn't live anywhere in my house. It's just temporary chaos everywhere. I have no place to put it. So I don't put it away, or I just put it into a box or a bin, or I just put it away randomly. At this point in the decluttering process, it doesn't really matter where its home is. It only matters that you have all like items together in some location. So even if it's not the perfect home, the ultimate home, and like newsflash, there is no ultimate home. Your collections are going to change, your lifestyle is going to change, your life circumstances are going to change. Your collections that you have in your home are going to have to move and change along with your life changing. So don't worry about finding the right spot for something. Find a spot for a collection and commit to keeping that collection there until you've decluttered to the point where you're actually able to figure out good homes and locations for stuff. So don't get stuck on the, I don't know where to put it. Force yourself to put it away. Even if it's not the best spot, who cares? Just get it put away. Force yourself to make a decision on something and force yourself to put it away. You just have to kind of get over this, like, I don't have the right this, I don't have the right home. I'm not sure, should I keep it? I'm not, all of this gray area. We need to eliminate it for the purpose of moving forward. Eliminate it for the purpose of moving forward. We also get stuck on how to let go of stuff. Should I sell it? Is it worth something? Should I donate it? Where should I donate it? Should I give it to somebody? Should I put it on free cycle? Should I put it on buy nothing? Should I have a pickup? Should I find time in my schedule to bring it someplace? You guys, this is insanity. This is the definition of insanity, is giving yourself 400 possible solutions for a problem. We need to declutter all of the solutions down to the easiest and fastest solution. I know that we were all raised to believe that we need to be environmental stewards of our beautiful Mother Earth. We need to make sure we're not contributing to the landfill. Let me tell you something. If you bring something into your house, if you consume an item, you are ultimately contributing to the landfill. It is not in the disposal of the item. It is in the when you get the item. It is it is in the consumption of the item that you are making an environmental decision. Once you have brought something into your house, it needs to go somewhere. Ultimately, it's going to go into the landfill. I'm not saying throw out everything. I am saying eliminate the 4 million different ideas of what you could do with something down to the simplest and easiest. Now, sometimes for me, a free table at the end of my driveway is the simplest and easiest. There are things like my kids are growing up, right? We have like sporting equipment and things like that that other kids could definitely use and then pass along. Simple and easy. I put it down on a free table. I don't put a price on it. I don't list it anywhere. I just literally leave it at the bottom of my driveway because that is simple and easy. There are other times that I have stuff that is really questionable if somebody else would want it or could use it. That goes into the trash because the world is full of this stuff. And I know that if I want to change, if I want to have an impact on the environment, I'm going to shop secondhand first and foremost. That I'm going to be really, really conscious about what I am bringing into my house because it all has to go through this house and someplace else. And every single thing that we have is going to end up in a landfill one day. We need to really switch the way that we think about letting go of stuff and focus, put all of that energy and stress and consideration that we spend thinking about what am I going to do with this thing that I have, to should I even bring this into my life? Should this be something that I choose to consume? Is this how I want to consume something? That's where the change happens. That's where the change happens, not at the end of the life cycle. So if you're spending tons of time holding on to stuff for a garage sale, or worrying that it's not going to the right next spot, or posting stuff on the internet and then stressing over the entire scenario of you having to meet somebody and exchange money, and are they a safe person? Is this a safe exchange? Do I need to go meet them someplace? Put all of that energy into consuming less, consuming less. That is by far the most environmentally friendly thing that you can do. The reason we think that our decisions around disposal are so critically important is because corporations have sold us this idea that it is our responsibility to be the steward of the end life cycle of something. But actually, we have no control over, well, we do. We can control with our money and our consumption. We didn't decide to create this item, right? We didn't decide to produce this item. We decide whether we're going to purchase it or not. So we have no control over the beginning part, which is really where the environmental damage happens. Environmental damage happens from destroying the earth and looking for natural resources, pulling those natural resources to create the item. We can choose not to buy that. That's where our power is, in our consumption. Once we put something into the garbage stream, whether we recycle it, whether we do the best thing we possibly can, find the best, most perfect solution for it, we don't have any control over what happens to it. Once it leaves our house, maybe it goes to a friend, maybe it goes to a great donation center. It is out of our hands. We do not have control over the disposal at that point. So focus all of that energy on the front end of it. Consume less. And then when you consume less, you have less clutter to go through. It's a win-win. You save money, you save the environment, you save your house. But all of that energy that you're getting stuck on, I have this stuff I want to let go of, and I don't know the best place for it to go. Make it easy for yourself. Make it easy for yourself, because when you easily and quickly remove stuff from your home, you free up time. And when you have more time and when you're more calm because your environment isn't triggering a constant state of overwhelm, you can actually think through these consumption decisions and come up with, okay, I'm going to buy this. This really makes sense for me in my life right now. This is something I've considered the implications of because I really care about the environment. I care about my local economy. I care whatever it is, whatever your value system is, you can think through and match your value system to the stuff that you're consuming. You have the time, space, and energy to do that. But if you're spending all of your time thinking about, I just don't know what the best thing to do is, or I'm going to have a big garage sale, so I'm actually going to keep all of my clutter and stack it up and sell it all for $1. Is that worth the time and energy and mental space that it is taking from you? No, no, it is not. So if you want to move your decluttering at a more rapid pace, my advice is do not spend a lot of time thinking about the best spot for it to go. Thinking about, should I keep it? Should I toss it? Just decide, keep or toss, keep or toss. Those are your two decisions. Don't spend a lot of time thinking about where's the best location in this house for this thing to live. Just pick a location and move. And don't spend a lot of time thinking about what is the best spot to get started. Just get started. Eliminate all of the constant stream of questions that you're asking yourself, or the self-doubt in the decisions that you make, or the just straight up overwhelm with action. Just take action. Because at the other side of this process, After the action has been taken, you have a home that's pretty well organized, pretty well decluttered, pretty easy to maintain. You have more time in your life to think about these really important questions. What do I want to consume? What do I want to bring into my life? What do I want to have to take care of moving forward? You're creating that time and space, but you don't have it right now because clutter steals that from us. So, in conclusion, take action. Take action. When you hear yourself asking a bunch of questions, questioning a bunch of decisions, just stop and say, I'm just going to do the best that I can right now as quickly as I possibly can. Right? Yes, Goodwill has developed their decluttering muscles because we can't. Absolutely. And if you want to take everything to Goodwill and let them figure out what is sellable and what is not, do that. That is okay. That is what they are there for. Use the resources that you have. Um, I love this. This link is getting posted to my Google Docs labeled "Need motivation. Listen here for frequent replay when I have any doubts." That's right. I think we spend a lot of time doubting our ability to make a decision or wondering if there's a better decision that we could have made. And listen, we are all human. If we don't make a couple of bad decisions along the way, how are we ever going to learn what the right thing to do is? We're not. There is tremendous value in messing up or making a bad decision. And there is tremendous value in just being confident in the decision that we have made and seeing that there's very little consequence when it comes to decluttering to making a quote unquote bad decision. Most of the stuff that you let go of, you will never think of ever again in your entire life. That is what happens all the time. And if there's one or two things that you regret, you are still here. You still have a beautiful life. You still have the ability to learn and grow, and you're just a great person, and that's okay. This is part of life. It is okay to occasionally make a mistake. And there's a lot of value in that. That's how you learn. That's how you grow. That's how you become the next evolution of yourself. So, do the best that I can at this time. Absolutely, Denise. Yes, 100%. All right. Don't be afraid to take a risk here. Let go of stuff. Uh, Reduce the amount of time that you spend thinking about what if, where if, how to, should I, shouldn't I. Get rid of all of that and just make a decision and take action. And the decluttering process will go so much faster. I am back now from my little getaway. So I look forward to seeing everyone same time, same place next week. Go take action, my friends.